Good evening, guys. It's pretty dark in the car, so I don't know if you can see much, but I'm driving down to see a Mercedes specialist guy that a friend recommended. Basically going to get my sport button, sport suspension checked out. As I mentioned before in my previous videos, the car is stuck in sport and it's not coming up for some reason, so hopefully he can diagnose that. Apparently he's got a star machine too, so he can plug that in and see what other issues crop up. Hopefully not a lot, but well, fingers crossed, touch wood. So that's one thing to do on the list. I'm hoping he can have a look at my fan, my climate control system, as it is currently not working. You put it on 7 full blast and the air blows as if it's on level 1, so no idea what's happening there. And I'm also hoping, I don't know if he's an electrician or not, but I hope you can have a look at my entertainment system, as if I try to play the radio it doesn't work. So I'll show you that in a sec. Let me park up and then I'll obviously show you through the car what's happening, and then we can take it from there. Just turn the car off. So actually I need the car on for this bit very quickly. I've got a sport button here. Actually, let me turn the light on. That's better. Well, it's not really better, but anyways, I've got a sport button here. Now if I press this button, the vehicle should slightly rise. However, upon pressing it, it just remains on. Now this has made the ride a lot more harsher. It doesn't feel like you're riding on clouds. It feels like you're driving over, I don't know, all sorts. So that's something that I need to get looked at. So as you can see, I'm pressing it and it's not turning off and it's not coming out of sport. If I press this button, which raises the car, that works perfectly fine. There's no issue with that whatsoever. If I press it now, let me see if I can actually record it going up. Let me see if I can do something here. So of course that does work. And my entertainment system, if I just turn this on very quickly, if I go onto the radio, which I hardly ever listen to, it says device unavailable and it randomly just stopped working. I have no idea what's happened. If I try to go onto my audio and then try connecting my aux, as you can see, aux is grayed out. It completely just misses it, so I can't even select aux. If I've got a memory card in there with a few songs on there, so if I just go onto memory card, go to audio, no, hang on, if I click on that, folder, memory card, and let's say I want to listen to some, I don't know, some funky music, yeah, go with, I don't know, it doesn't really matter, but anything, any of the songs. It's reading the memory card. Obviously it's able to select what's on the memory card, but it can't play any of the files, which is really frustrating because I've been driving around for the last couple of weeks without any music. It just literally just gets stuck there and that's it. I can select whatever I want. As you can see, I'm selecting it now. Well, trying to, but it's not even allowing me to select anything, so that's another issue. Now I'm trying to press back and it is not liking it at all. So actually I can do it with the selector. So yeah, that's another issue. So I've read online, apparently it's something to do with the amp. I'm going to get him to check all the electronics, the fuse box as well, just to see if that's not the issue. Otherwise it's going to be quite a hefty fix. And the other issue is if I come down here, so hot air is blowing out. If I turn it off, it says climate control off, but if I come over here, I can feel the AC on it. I can feel cold air being blown. So I have no idea what's happening there. But if I do turn it on, the temperature does change, but it sticks to high. I can feel hot air coming out. But if I turn it up now, so I've got it on. How bizarre, it's actually started working now. Okay, so the last couple of days I've been trying to make it work, it's done nothing, and today it's decided to work. Okay, that's convenient. I have no idea how that's been fixed. But yeah, that seems to be working now. Let me try the other side. Okay, that's interesting. Well, fan's working, but I'm gonna get him to check, see why it had stopped. Maybe you could figure out, maybe you can't, who knows. They are the 3 things that I need looking at today. Hopefully diagnose, and fingers crossed we can come up with some sort of solution, especially with the music, because driving without music is pretty boring. Finally found him. Yes, Cam. There you go. He humbly goes, come around the corner, there's an E-Class, it's an E63. Jeez. How long you had that for?
I had it for about a year and a half now.
Year and a half? That's mad.
But yeah, it's alright.
You done anything to it?
So it's stage 2.
Stage 2, what's it pushing?
600 and something at the moment. K&N filters, there's no back boxes on it. Other than that, it's pretty standard.
I need to experience this E63 madness.
Yeah, we'll have to get it out one day and we'll use it.
Go on. Yeah, so basically,
this, then.
So what's happened is, first of all, I'll give you my keys.
Yes, that might help.
The car's stuck in sport suspension, so I need to figure out why that is.
Stuck in sport, right, yeah.
climate control wasn't working. Like you put it on 7
Yeah.
and it wouldn't blow fully, but I literally just done it while I was vlogging and it started working.
Right, no, yeah, right.
So I don't know what's wrong with that, so maybe if you can have a look at that. Also my aux is blacked out, greyed out, and my radio stopped working.
Right.
So they're the 3 things that we need to kind of like figure out and see what's going on and
Engine
why.
light as well.
Yeah, I know what that is.
I use mine.
Yeah, that's to do with the NOx sensors.
Oh right.
So I'll get that sorted out some other time. But I need to buy some, but they're about what, £400 each, aren't they? So
they're not the cheapest, are they?
can you do a software upgrade? Is that a thing that you can do?
Yeah, we can do. What does it need on the engine or?
Or whatever. You tell me, because ideally I want to get the entertainment system updated, see if I can record.
Updating the entertainment system.
Yeah.
We never tend to really update them.
Okay.
It doesn't really change much on these ones.
Right.
On the newer ones we update because it changes the system software. It changes all sorts. It changes
Oh,
the look.
okay.
On these ones, it tends to sort of, if there's nothing wrong with them,
Yeah.
we don't sort of tend to.
Oh, fair enough. Because my main concern was, obviously you can have you can connect your phone to Bluetooth, so you can answer calls, etc.
Yeah.
But you can't Bluetooth songs.
Yeah, no. This is I remember it now.
Yeah.
This model, what you can do is it's slightly different. You can't Bluetooth your music, but you can Bluetooth your phone.
Is that something I can update?
I don't know. There's nothing we can do at Merck.
Okay.
I know that there probably is aftermarket companies that will do it. You've got an aux cable, I feel.
Yeah, I've left it at home because I had to clear the car because I gave in for some work. Aux goes into that little hole in there. But yeah, but on the system, if you go to audio and try to select aux, it's blacked out. But the suspension is obviously the main thing. Do you like my drug dealer temporary loaners? I gave my wheels in to get refurbed.
Well, that looks rude, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I don't like it though. It obviously doesn't suit the.
Nah, it doesn't suit it.
Yeah, it doesn't suit it at all.
How long you had the car for?
Oh, this for 4 or 5 years, but it's been parked up for a year.
Has it?
Yeah, I only bought it out 3-4 months ago, but lower control arms and brake pads and discs and all sorts I've been trying to sort out. So
Yeah, not cheap for an S-Class.
that's the thing. Yeah, once you get, I mean, I'm sure your experience there as well. All the parts are expensive, but it's worthwhile in the long run.
Brake disc. So I need 2. Well, I don't need them, but I've done them. But 2 front brake discs. I think they're over about £1,000 or something.
Yeah, but you've got the AMG spec, haven't you? So
Yeah.
that must be a weapon.
Yeah, it doesn't hang about. It likes to skid places though.
Yeah, yeah.
It won't put any power.
That's what they're known for, aren't they? Especially these ones. It's only until you start getting the new ones with the
4-wheel drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a 2-wheel drive, yeah?
That's just rear-wheel drive, that one.
The paint looks matte, but then it's also thingy.
It's been ceramic coated, but I wash it every other weekend.
No, that's the best way to do it. My one's filthy.
I just like keeping it clean. But I drive it at the moment, I'm driving it to work, so
Not a bad way to commute to work. How far is your drive to work?
15-20 minutes, so it's not awful.
Okay, so 5 minutes if you're proper, if it's fully warmed up.
I think I got there, and the quickest I got there was like 7 minutes or something. But that was a Saturday morning.
What we got, mate?
Right, so we'll go through.
Is there a lot?
So there is a fair few. You've got NOx sensors we know about already. Let's see what other ones are relevant. Airmatic's not relevant.
Airmatic suspension, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's
not
it's
the
not,
issue.
No, not the issue.
Because I can raise it and lower it, that's not a problem. That button works perfectly fine. It's
Right,
just,
so let's go from the beginning then. So you got the button for the adjustment on the sports suspension. Stuck in sports.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll closer look at that. Right. So potentially
Go on,
you could
mate.
have a fault in the airmatic system.
Okay.
With the left front solenoid valve. Potentially that could be why it could be stuck, because it's sometimes the valves on the newer models, the compressor, their valves stick open, a bit closed, so some of them stick open. So it means you lose all your pressure-rated system and it's constantly blowing up and it burns the compressor out. But you've got dampening valves, and sometimes those valves, especially in the cold weather, they stick. So possibly it could be a sticky valve causing it to be stuck in sport.
So would that be replacing it, or would that just be...
It'll probably end up being replacing it. Can I start it up? Start it up, yeah.
Yeah, do whatever you need to do.
So when you say sports suspension, what do you mean by
This
saying
button here.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that works perfectly fine. I literally just did a quick time lapse on the camera to make sure it does work. It went through a funny phase where it wouldn't turn off and then it would turn off randomly, but now for the last couple of months it's just been on constantly.
Right.
I cannot get it out. I've tried to take the battery out. There's nothing else I've really tried, to be honest.
Relevant faults in there with it.
Okay.
You would have thought, oh, it'd be simple to find, but with stuff like these, it's never. You think, oh, it would just be a switch or something. But we'll move on to the aux. All the audio on an S-Class or any car, they have something called a mostring. And, the mostring basically runs off the radio, and then you've got the sat nav and then the audio. Main big gateways that all run like a ring. Once you have a break in one of those rings, it could start causing problems in, for instance, your aux or other bits and bobs.
Like everyone, you go to Google for the first thing, right? and it could be potentially an amp maybe.
Potentially.
But obviously I want to cancel everything else out first before I decide to go.
With stuff like most strings and stuff that you'd have to check each component. It's odd how it goes off when the ignition's on.
Oh, so you should be able to turn it on and off while the ignition is on. Interesting.
It could be quite something simple like as in the button is not on. It could literally be something silly like that, and that's why you can't turn it on or off.
Okay.
But proving that may be difficult without taking it all apart. So we've got that doesn't work, the aux doesn't work, what other bits don't work?
Oh, the radio, that's all in one, and
the radio doesn't work at all?
No.
So no like AM, no FM?
No, if you go on it says no device connect or something, I forgot what it says.
Right, okay, that's all down to this most string.
Yeah.
So basically your aux probably won't work because of the radio.
Okay.
The radio, aux and the sport button.
Yep.
That's the three things, yeah?
Yep. But the fan has somehow started working today, so I don't know.
There is problems with the aircon actually, loads of problems with the aircon.
That's not good.
Which talks about the sort of the bend flat motors and stuff.
So he must have known that coming to you, got a bit scared and then started working.
I think potentially it might be moaning about a broken wire somewhere.
Right.
Basically what it has is it has a wake up line, and the wake up line it lets each like control unit know, like the radio, the nav, the DAB and the tuner and amplifier, it lets it know to wake up to talk to the most string.
Right.
And it's saying it's got a short circuit to ground, so potentially, and it's current, so that's why it's not working. It's potentially saying it's got a broken wire.
Now finding that wire will be a bit.
Finding that wire, we'll be able to find it, but it might take a while to find. So we need to find that broken wire first, and then start measuring powers to each of these control units to make sure that's all alright. That's the way forward for the radio, which will fix the aux as well. Find the X connector, which is the wake up line, and check the power there. If the power's there is alright, and check each control unit. If each control unit's got power live and can, then looking like possibly to be the control unit. But
that'd be a day's job in itself.
Yeah, so that's we need to do that for the radio. The aircom was moaning quite about a few things. Again, it was moaning about LIN, which is sort of wiring again.
How can the wiring mess up though? That's what I don't understand. If it's all.
You'd be surprised. We've had brand new cars come in with broken wires.
Oh really?
The way they've been fit. Just the way over time, slightly rubbing. We had one that's just broken. Like it looked like it'd been chopped through.
That's not the major one. The major one is just the music and the suspension. That's
the music. We got to do
the wiring
first.
And the sports
suspension is bugging me because there's nothing to go on, and the button doesn't work.
So that would be a case of taking this all off.
I would say left door, power window, rod line, left seat, left rear, right turn mirror. Most ring about park train one.
Everything in the rear seats are working. You can.
Yeah. These are all just stored.
Okay.
Stored things. I can't remember which control unit it will be in, but you might be able to check to see if you can see the button being pressed. If you can see the button being pressed, like if we press the button, it says button pressed, then we know the button's alright. I can't remember exactly where that would be on here. I think it's this, pressing that button there. You should change from comfort to sport, which it doesn't. So potentially it could be that button playing around. Just you should be able to change it there, comfort, sport, but.
And I'm guessing you can't change it to comfort whilst you're on the system there.
No.
Right.
There's a driver input. I think if we can get hold of another button to try, I reckon it's probably be the button, to be honest.
Okay.
But the other one will change. Really odd. It's an odd one, this one. I think that could be your problem for that sport thing.
Right. So what exactly is the whole component then, is it?
That's a left front axle dampening valve unit.
Dampening valve unit.
Your front suspension has a dampening unit. And the fact that it's gone current and that button's not working, probably you think you'd have to fix everything in the airmatic first for it to work properly. I think personally that needs to be fixed first. Basically your radio, you need to do the wiring thing. The suspension, you need to fix this bit first. Your aux will be fixed via the other one. I think with the aircon one, we need to see it, or the fan one, we need to see it go wrong.
Okay.
For me to be like, that sounds like it could be like a resistor, or that could be something.
Or it might just fix itself.
Or it might just fix itself. It might have got scared.
Yeah.
I reckon you need to fix that fault first, because that one is current. It's in the airmatic, and because the airmatic's not working properly, I think that explains that.
And that's something you can do, right?
Yep, no problem, we can do that.
Okay, well, I'm about to talk to Cam off camera, but we're going to discuss the issues that are at fault, and then obviously when it comes to repairing them, I'll come back and see him and take it from there. So I'll end the video here, and if I pick it up, I'll pick it up once the works have started. So catch you guys in a bit.